Look at this. Trail came out. We're hiking along the river. Look how pretty that is. What up, bro?
What up?
Ready to kill a bear?
Yes, I'm ready.
Look at this.
It happens almost every year.
Look at this. All right, guys. We just came out onto what's called the perch. Look at this. Look at this view up here. All right, guys. What are we out here to do?
Smoke the bear. Control the bear population.
You gonna control the bear population, Todd?
Yeah, we're gonna knock down a couple bears.
Knock down a couple bears. All right, guys. This is it right here. Icicle Creek Wilderness Boundary Permit Hunting Area. Yeah. So from here on out,
ready to go.
Yeah, safety's off.
I'll give you a picture.
Keep the safeties on, but.
Go up there by Tom.
All right, so we've hiked roughly 6 miles. It's time to fill up the water bottles here. You got You got one of these? I think Parker has one of these too.
What?
Sawyer Mini?
Yeah, I do.
Todd has one too. Dad, what kind of water filter do you have?
I have one just like yours. It's in your bag. You really need it. Fill me up.
Fair enough. Alright, got some food. Getting back on the trail. Alright, it's been raining on us for a little bit too long, so we had to bust out the pack covers. We're putting them on now. Todd here's the only one who was smart enough to buy a waterproof backpack. The rest of us. Yeah. All right. We've been hiking for 6 hours. Probably have a little less than 2 miles left of our 9.5 mile trip.
You said that 2 miles ago.
I didn't say that.
I'm just kidding.
It's funny. Yeah, pull it tight. All right, guys, so right here, a landslide took out the trail. So we're gonna have to go up and around. We gotta use that rope right there. All right, go ahead. One at a time, dog. Okay. All right. Okay.
The best way to do it.
Yeah, well,
go that way,
there's a 50-foot cliff if you slip off. Whew.
Go this way?
Yeah. Just hold those posts. You're good. One more step down. Okay, you're on the ground.
Okay.
Of course, they have to put this at like mile freaking 8 into the trail.
Depends on what way you're coming.
Yeah. On the way back, it'll be mile 1.5. All right, can you hand me my sticks, Parker?
Yes, sir.
All right, almost 11 o'clock. We have half a mile left. Yeah, it's 10:40. We've hiked 9 miles and we're all just wasted. All right, so we finally made it. It was about a 9-hour hike. We got our tent set up. We got 2 tents. So me and Parker in this one, and Papa Jay and Todd are in the other one. So it's probably what, 12:30?
Yeah.
We're gonna make some food because we still need to do that, and then we're gonna go to sleep. So. I'm about to get some water here. We're camped out right next to this creek. Our camp is just right there in the woods, so it's a nice creek here for water. You can see there's a rope because part of the trail is crossing this. Luckily, it's only about half as high as it normally is. So, but I don't know if you guys can see, there's 2 mountain goats sitting right there. Those are 2 mountain goats. Those were there a few years ago when we were in here too. There was mountain goats right there in those trees. And then there's Parker. He's trying to glass up a bear on this mountain here. All right, bro, let's see what you're working with. What's it stuck on?
Oh, the suppressor.
It's pretty sweet, man.
Thanks, bro.
7mm PRC.
PRC. Hopefully get our mark on it.
Yeah, sweet, dude. All right, so Papa J and Todd are glassing in the clearing over there. We're gonna go take a little walk down the trail, maybe take a walk down the river bottom and just walk real slow and quiet, see if we can bump into one. There's tons of bears in here. How many piles of bear crap did we walk past?
Probably 15.
I think it was more than that. I think it was like 20.
Yeah, something like that.
So anyways, we'll see what happens. Well, our little walk was unsuccessful, but that's okay. We're gonna get back in to see if Todd and Papa J have glassed up some bears. All right, up here on this mountain, there's a whole bunch of sheep crossing those rocks right there. Yes. They got little tiny babies with them too. Look at the little babies, dude. Well, the waterfall. Alright, well, there's a bear, but he's clear across the river on the other side of the valley. This is actually the second bear we found. I didn't get to video the first one. We actually found one right up on the mountain book camp earlier today, but that's bear number 2 right there. Look at this.
Came up on that thing.
Big old brown moose paddle that Todd found. What were you doing last time we were in here?
Looking for those. I'm a novice though. Yeah.
All right, so we glassed up another bear up here on this mountain. This is where we glassed up the first bear, right in that clearing that I'm pointing at. It's where we glassed up one earlier today, and then found another one in the same clearing. This is a sow with a cub though. So, let's see if I can get this. So, there's the sow. I don't know where the cub went. He was just out a second ago. Oh, he's jumping in the bush again, Parker. Look at him running. Look at him running. He's behind the wall. He was jumping. Look at him jumping. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Look at that little cub. Just run. That cub is just having a good time up there. Alright, it's the next morning. This is, I guess, technically our last day to really hunt. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna glass up on the mountain here, see if we can see any bears. If not, then we're gonna cross the river and hike a little bit farther down the trail and see if we can glass the mountain from some different angles or glass across the river. We're just basically gonna hike out today and just probably stay away from camp all day and hunt. And we saw like 4 bears yesterday night, so I think our chances of finding one is pretty good. All right, going across the river. That water's cold. Check it out. Look at him just ripping up the grass. That's freaking cool. It's a big bear, man. Look at him. Look at his head. Alright, so I just found this little bottom right here. And I was looking around through all these tracks, and I figured I'd find a bear track somewhere. There's a bear track right there. You see claw marks right there. That's a fairly small bear track. I'm sure it's a black bear. It's no bigger than the size of my hand. Most of these are moose tracks. Alright, spotted a black bear up there, but he's like running across the mountain. Where is he? There he is, right there. He had to have got chased off by a bigger bear. Dude, look at him. This bear is just hauling butt across this mountain. Look at him. Dude. We're just chilling here under these trees while it's raining. Keep an eye out on the mountain. There's 4, 5, or 6 bears up on this mountain, so we're just waiting for one to come out. See a bunch of sheep right up above where that grizzly bear was. Oh, you can see them in the video. They're in a line right there. Was that the big one? Dude, that's cool.
Takes pictures.
Dude, look at him. He just turned and looked down here. Alright guys, check this out. I'm gonna see if I can show you here. So the grizzly bear went after those sheep. You can see they're all up in the cliffs now. Where did he go? There he is right there. So where that grizzly bear's standing is where the sheep were. So he went up there after him. Scared them all up into the cliffs. Wow, he's still trying. Look at that. He's just right below him. That is live grizzly bear hunting Dall sheep. Check this out. So the Dall sheep are all clear up there. The bear's finally walking the walk of shame. Just heading back down the mountain. Those things really got out of the way. Look at that. We thought that the bear gave up, but he did not. He's made it about halfway up to those sheep. He's getting pretty close. So if he starts charging, we'll make sure to get it on video. But alright guys, take a look at this. These poor sheep have no idea that bear's still after them. There's the sheep. There's the bear. You can just see him down in the corner of the screen. They're just chilling up there. He spooked them once already, but they went up there and they kind of sat down up there. That bear is still on his mission. Crazy. Look at that bear walking across the snow, dude. Yeah, he just looks like a rock. That bear, we thought that he had lost the sheep maybe, but because he went way over to the left, but he zigzagged back. You see all those sheep up there. He's getting close. We're gonna see if we can watch him do something crazy here. Well, the bear went for the sheep across the canyon and totally spooked them. Look at that. They took off. As soon as he came over the top of that, dude, they saw him or heard him and they just took off. He's somewhere in that canyon where all that snow is, somewhere. That bear just spooked a sheep out of the cliffs. He was like probably 50 yards from it. You see where that bear is? There was a sheep right where the snow's at. Crazy. This bear is just after sheep right now. Oh, yeah, the bear just ran across that snow right there and dipped behind the mountain. Pretty cool. Yeah, just spotted a bear, but another one with a cub. Look at that little twerp. That's the owner cub again. We got way too cold sitting here, so Todd saved us. Built a little fire. All right, let's see if you can make it across without ending up in the river. It's like the worst crossing log ever. Oh, it's my turn. All right. That was fun. Well, we made it back to camp. We're gonna have a quick snack, and then we're gonna go take a walk. Let's see if we can find a bear. Look at this guy. Look at this guy right here. You're lucky we're bear hunting. We're hiking up an avalanche chute, so we can try and get a glassing spot from up there to glass down in the valley. All right, we're all packed up, ready to hike out of here. We got one cool thing. Look at that.
Yeah.
No bears. That's okay. We saw some pretty awesome stuff.
They went down before it.
I know, at the beaver pond. And then you walk, but I don't know if you can walk around.
Well, did you see the